Today is March 16th, 2022. On this date, my feet are in a land that told me to pledge to this. However, I have something else at the moment where I have a white flag for a second. While I am listening, they say the local school gave us this unrest, and then they call it the Revolutionary War. Now, again, in volts, VOLTS, being some electrical charge, it might not be the same revolt that others are experiencing. In New York, they have something called a coronavirus pandemic. Same time, Ukraine is experiencing crisis. Again, these are Kyiv words, so I don't know how to bracket them properly in quotations according to what's told. I do want to say that they broke in, well, he didn't break in, but the moderator, is what they call it, MOD, whatever, broke in for a special report this morning. And in the special report, it's a CBS News special report. They had Volodymyr Zelenskyy addressing Congress inside the United States. Now, what I heard, which I greatly appreciate, is he acknowledged our monument in North America being Mount Rushmore and how significant and important it is. That's incredibly significant and important within itself. Later on, he speaks to Congress and says that he understands, and the Americans, he understands that they had a dream, but he has a need. I think this is one of the most significant sounds in pattern in a speech that I have heard in a long time. Sometimes I just zone out when people speak, but I really tried to hone in on his significant address to Congress. And I think that, I hate to call it a tagline or a coined phrase, but it is so key to exactly how I am feeling myself at the moment with this health problem tied into things outside of my control, on a personal basis, while he's going through a larger trauma. Mine's been dragging on, but it's been almost like a solo journey. Theirs came fast and furious, and there's a lot more physical inventory that you could take for damages to see how much damage has been done to his area. But again, I commend him. I think that one phrase of they had a dream, which, again, in that context, I know that that's one of their most sacred phrases in this false king takeover or invasion in America, in North America, which seems to go unaddressed and actually rewarded in some disgusting fashion. But it's almost like time to get over that dream and wake up, because there are people who are actually in dire need and don't want to live in this disgusting, fanciful dream world, because it actually, like, when you live here, feels like more like a nightmare, especially when you get left behind and you're one of the only ones. and you have something significant to say and you don't know how to say it or who to address.
Basic human values. It threw tanks and planes against our freedom, against our right to live freely in our own country, choosing our own future.
At the same time, he speaks on a countryman or statesman level. I don't know how that works, but a larger territory and multiple people. I speak at the moment on a specialized genetic attack that I've been going through. But there is parallel at Paradox, which again I wanted to keep privy and private, but it's very difficult because I don't know where to find the person or people that I need to reach to for alerting about this personalized attack on my genetic.
Against our desire for happiness, against our national dreams, just like the same dreams you have, you Americans, just like anyone else in the United States. I remember your national memorial in Rushmore, the faces of your prominent presidents, those who laid the foundation of the United States of America as it is today, democracy, independence, freedom, and care for everyone, for every person, for everyone who works diligently, who lives honestly, who respects the law. We in Ukraine want the same for our people. All that is normal part of your own life. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, Americans, in your great history, you have pages that would allow you to understand Ukrainians, understand us now, when you need it right now, when we need you right now. Remember Pearl Harbor, terrible morning of December 7, 1941, when your sky was black from the planes attacking you. Just remember it. Remember September the 11th, a terrible day in 2001 when evil tried to turn your cities, independent territories, in battlefields, when innocent people were attacked from air. Yes. Just like no one else expected it. You could not stop it. Our country experiences the same every day, right now, at this moment, every night, for 3 weeks now. Various Ukrainian cities, Odessa and Kharkiv, Chernihiv and Sumy, Zhytomyr and Lviv, Mariupol and Dnipro, Russia.
This is an important piece too, if I have enough memory. On the phone, he addresses President Biden as leader of the United States.
Today my age stopped when the hearts of more than 100 children stopped beating. I see no sense in life if it cannot stop the death. And this is my main mission as the leader of my people, great Ukrainians. And as the leader of my nation, I'm addressing the President Biden. You are the leader of the nation, of your great nation. I wish you to be the leader of the world. Being the leader of the world means to be the leader of peace. Thank you. Slava Ukraini!
Glory to Ukraine.
So he asks to close the sky over Ukraine, and then this is what he says.
And in the end, to sum it up,
На кінець я хочу підвести підсумки. Сьогодні
today it's not enough to be the leader of the nation. Today it takes to be the leader of the world. Being the leader of the world means to be the leader of peace. Peace in your country doesn't depend anymore only on you and your people. It depends on those next to you, on those who are strong. Strong doesn't mean weak. Strong is brave and ready to fight for the life of his citizens and citizens of the world, for human rights, for freedom, for the right to live decently and to die when your time comes.
The right to live distantly.
And not when it's wanted by someone else, by your neighbor. Today, the Ukrainian people are defending not only Ukraine. We are fighting for the values of Europe and the world, sacrificing our lives in the name of the future. That's why today the American people are helping not just Ukraine, but Europe and the world to keep the planet alive, to keep justice in history. Now I'm almost 45 years old. Today my age.
Et parle d'accord. Here's where he says the I have a dream part, but he has a need, which comes first.
Something that that Russia would not be able to terrorize our free cities. If this is too much to ask, we offer an alternative. You know what kind of defense systems we need, S-300 and other similar systems. You know how much depends on the battlefield, on the ability to use aircraft, powerful, strong aviation to protect our people, our freedom, our land, aircraft that can help Ukraine.
I do not know what this S-300 is. Again, he's at Il Presidente. He's at the president level. I am still at the white flag over, the white material over my flag because I have biological problems interfering with the timing mechanic of the heart and the pulse and whatnot from something that they hit me with some kind of needle. And not him per se. I don't know who it was because, again, I got on an airplane and whoever was sitting behind me, I got pricked while on the airplane and then I went out. I don't remember after that.
Europe. And you know that they exist and you have them, but they are on earth, not in Ukraine, in the Ukrainian sky. They don't defend our people. I have a dream. These words are known to each of you. Today I can say, I have a need. I need to protect our sky. I need your decision, your help, which means exactly the same you feel when you hear the words, I have a dream. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, Ukraine is grateful to the United States for its overwhelming support, for everything that your government and your people have done for us, for weapons and ammunition, for training, for finances, for leadership in the free world, which helps us to pressure the aggressor economically. I'm grateful to President Biden for his personal involvement, for his sincere commitment to the defense of Ukraine and democracy all over the world. I am grateful to you for the resolution which recognizes all those who commit crimes against Ukraine, against the Ukrainian people as war criminals. However, now, it is true, in the darkest time for our country, for the whole Europe, I call on you to do more. New packages of sanctions are needed constantly, every week, until the Russian military machine stops. Restrictions are needed for everyone on whom this unjust regime is based. We propose that the United States sanctions all politicians in the Russian Federation who remain in their offices and do not cut ties with those who are responsible for the aggression against Ukraine.
Do those include the federal judges that have been appointed that just sit on for life? I'm just curious.
The State Duma's members, to the last official who has lack of morale to break the state terror. All American companies must leave Russia from their market, leave their market immediately because it is flooded with our blood. Ladies and gentlemen, members of Congress, please take the lead. If you have companies in your districts who finance the Russian military machine leaving business in Russia, you should put pressure. I'm asking to make sure that the Russians do not receive a single penny that they use to destroy people in Ukraine.
This is how it started with the special report. I fast forwarded through her. She really said nothing important. But the gentleman explains what this is, because I've never even seen that before. And again, in the local school system at the public school level, they don't teach the children the importance of whoever these people are.
And congressional correspondent Scott McFarland, who joins us now from Capitol Hill. Scott, it's very clear that when it comes to Congress, there does seem to be bipartisan support for Ukraine. But the Ukrainian president is making clear, we need you to close the skies. Congress does not appear ready to do that. The president has certainly made that clear. So what are you hearing from members of Congress?
I just spoke with Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell and asked him what he hopes to hear today. The senator said, we hope to hear what Ukraine needs us to send. Members of Congress have ratcheted up their pressure on the administration over the past 24 hours, saying more needs to be sent, more MiGs, more javelins, more grenade launchers, and saying that there's no concern, or at least minimal concern, about a provocative statement in doing so, because according to Senator McConnell, there's already been the provocation. The war has already begun. The Ukrainian ambassador is in that room, and members of Congress have lined up to speak with the ambassador ahead of this address today. I'm also noting in the room and outside a lot of yellow and blue, just like we saw at the State of the Union. We see members with lapel pins, neckties, Congresswoman Fox of North Carolina, Virginia Fox with a bright yellow blazer. They're trying to make statements even from the audience. Worth underscoring, this is members only, no guests in the room. This is the Capitol Visitor Center auditorium, not the House chamber. The seating is untraditional. I'm talking to members who are in the room. They're sitting Republicans with Democrats. Untraditional, not like you'd see on TV at the State of the Union.
Yeah, Scott, you know, from the perspective of Ukrainian leaders, you can run out of the paint in yellow and blue, but they want more than just that support. They want more than just the pins. They're asking for armaments and some support in the sky. And as we are speaking, we see that President Zelenskyy has just appeared on screen. He's getting a standing ovation. Let's listen in.
See, the problem with this area where they told us to pledge allegiance and sit in a room every day, we expected to know if this was the theater that has the same symbol and was going to be to whom we needed to address or to whom we interact with. While they had us for, let's see, kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. Well, they had us for 13 years sitting in a room. 13 years. In a room as a captive audience. Blank slates, didn't know anything. And all we had were the people at the front of the room to teach us how to be good civic, how to be good professors, how to be good leaders, how to be good participants. And they failed. The people that were sent under this pledge every morning failed me completely. I have no idea. They call this Congress. They say that they congregate somewhere in Washington. I have no idea how you pick these people. But this is a different set of Congress than the one that they sit in daily. Who would know? I don't even have the vocabulary, because while they had me for 13 years staring at this, there was nothing built. There was nothing built in a how does this mechanic work between the founders, the foundations, and the children. However, I have found that things like Melinda Gates and others have brought in other nations, other continents, and other genetic nations, and they've taught them the system really well. But still, in New York State, and certainly in New York City, and on Long Island, there has been no teachings of how that very symbolic flag works, with that very symbolic White House, and then what one does with one's voice and one's ability to move and one's ability to contribute and help, if not by wallet and money, by body and presence and contributing as a team member. All of that was taken, and I have no idea why. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.